So when Maharaja came to know that people were talking about his probability of death, that he would be killed by a tiger, he thought of killing a tiger or killing tigers in self-defense. So he started out on a tiger hunt. The Maharaja was thrilled beyond measure when he killed his first tiger. So he killed a tiger and he was very thrilled, very excited. Beyond measure means very, very happy by killing his first tiger. He sent for the state astrologer and showed him the dead beast. He called this state astrologer and showed him the dead beast, and he said, "What do you say now? Your Majesty may kill 99 tigers in exactly the same manner, but..." The astrologer drawled. Drawl means he said that lazily, by taking much time. So he said, "But, you know," and he had some, he just stopped. He didn't say anything. He didn't complete his sentence. "But what? Speak without fear. But you must be careful with the 100th tiger." So how did he complete his sentence? By saying that the king should be careful with the 100th tiger. The danger is from the 100th tiger. What if the 100th tiger were also killed? Then I will tear up all my books on astrology, set fire to them, and I shall cut off my tuft, crop my hair short, and become an insurance agent. The astrologer finished on an incoherent note. So when the Maharaja said that if he kills the 100th tiger also, then there would not be any fear. But astrologer was so confident about his prediction that he said that if that happens, then he would tear up all his books on astrology, and he would set fire to them, and he would cut off his tuft. Tuft means clump of hair on head. It is a matter of prestige. It is prestigious to Brahmins. They keep such clump on their head of hair. And he said that he would cut off his tuft, he would crop his hair short, and he become something else. But not he will stop doing astrology. He would become insurance agent, like something like insurance agent, but he would stop making predictions based on astrology. The astrologer finished on an incoherent note. Incoherent means whatever he said, no insurance agent. So that was incoherent. That was not relatable to the matter in discussion. So here again, the author has tried to infuse some humor. From that day onwards, it was celebration time for all the tigers inhabiting Pratibandhapuram. The state banned tiger hunting by anyone except the Maharaja. Now this statement that it was celebration time for all the tigers is completely ironical. Why? Because the ban of tiger hunting was only applicable to the other people of the kingdom, but not applicable to the Maharaja. That means the king himself was going to indulge in systematic killing of tigers. A proclamation was issued to the effect that if anyone dared to fling so much as a stone at a tiger, all his wealth and property would be confiscated. Proclamation means declaration. Fling means throw. And confiscated means taking over wealth and property or seizing the property. So a declaration, a notice was issued for the subjects that nobody should try to kill a tiger. Should not even think of throwing a stone at a tiger, forget about killing. Okay, all his wealth and property would be confiscated. If he even thinks of or plans to kill a tiger, then his wealth and property would be taken over by the authorities. The Maharaja vowed he would attend to all other matters only after killing the 100 tigers. Now here we can see the eccentricity of the Maharaja, the whimsical attitude of the Maharaja. The Maharaja vowed, he promised to himself that he would attend to all other matters only after killing the 100 tigers. He was the Maharaja of the kingdom, he was the head of the state, and he had the responsibility of looking after his subjects, looking after the problems of his subjects on daily basis. But he was not at all bothered about it. He was not bothered how his kingdom would function without him. He was only bothered about himself. He was only bothered about his craziness to kill tigers. So the Maharaja vowed he would attend to all other matters only after killing the 100 tigers. So here again, the author has mocked at the behavior of the Maharaja. Initially, the king seemed well set to realize his ambition. He was doing well in the beginning. Not that he faced no dangers. There were times when the bullet missed its mark. The tiger leapt upon him and he fought the beast with his bare hands. Each time it was the Maharaja who won. So it was not that he didn't face any dangers. Sometimes there were times when the bullet missed its mark and the tiger attacked him, but he proved to be very strong and he fought with the beast and he won every time such thing happened. So he was strong, he was brave, but there was lack of rationality in his behavior. At another time, he was in danger of losing his throne. Now, once he faced the danger of losing his throne, something happened in his state that he was at the verge of losing all his powers. So a high-ranking British officer visited Pratibandhapuram. Why was he in that danger? Because a high-ranking British officer came in his kingdom. He was very fond of hunting tigers. Now he wished to hunt tigers and fonder of being photographed with the tigers he had shot. There was time in during British Raj and before that also that these people, Nawabs, rulers and British officers, they had this adventure of, used to enjoy the adventure of hunting tigers and then getting themselves photographed with the carcass of the tigers to flaunt their bravery or daringness. So this officer was also fond of such thing. But the Maharaja was firm in his resolve. But Maharaja had taken some resolution and that he was adamant with the resolution. He refused permission. So he showed courage by refusing to refusing to give permission to the British officer to kill any tiger in his state. So what did he say? He said, I can organize any other hunt. You can go for a boar hunt. You may conduct a mouse hunt. We are ready for a mosquito hunt, but tiger hunt, that's impossible. He was ready to go to any extent to make him happy, to organize any kind of adventure. But he did not give him permission to go for tiger hunt. So he, did not succumb to the demands of the British officer. That's impossible, he said.